We have come to the conclusion of our season, and I want to present to you our final concert with 3 works. On one side we have Brahms von Suppé's overture to the beautiful Galatee. Then we are going to play together with the great violinist Jennifer Coe Bartok's 2nd violin concerto, and we end our season with Brahms Symphony No. 1. Every time I think about the great composers of operetta, of course I think about the Strauss family, mainly about Johann Strauss. And I am never getting tired of pointing out that Johann Strauss, the great composer of the Blue Danube Waltz, pointed out that his brother, Joseph Strauss, was actually more talented than Strauss himself. But there are other composers who are worth to be heard in concert halls, and Brahms von Suppé is definitely one of them. He wrote great music, and he works in the tradition of this great melodic display, this great trance rhythms as well. And the beautiful Galatee is one of those great operettas that have a fantastic overture that works with the themes of the operetta. There is lyricism, there is fast-paced music, there are solos for several orchestra members. It's just great fun to listen. Then we are presenting Bartok's 2nd violin concerto, undoubtedly his most important one. And Jennifer Coe is going to come back. Last time she was here in Oregon, she played Brahms violin concerto to great acclaim. And I have worked with Jennifer extensively, and last time we saw each other, she said, "Hey Carlos, it would be such a joy to do Bartok's 2nd violin concerto with you in Oregon." So I said, "Okay Jenny, I will try to make it happen," so here it is. We are talking about a piece written for the leader of the Hungarian string quartet, Zoltán Székely, and Bartok actually worked very closely with Székely when he wrote this piece of music, and he actually took Székely's advice. On one side, it was the case that Bartok himself actually didn't want to write a violin concerto. He wanted to write a set of variations for violin and orchestra. Well, what happened? After the piece was premiered to great acclaim, Bartok smiled slyly and said, "Well, you know, I actually have pleased everybody because I wrote a concert for you, but I integrated in a certain way the idea of variation, so I pleased myself as well." And on the other side, Bartok, in the original version of this great concerto, ended in an unusual way because the ending of the original version is the orchestra alone without the soloist. And Székely was, of course, not very happy with that idea, that after playing for 28 to 30 minutes he would have to stand there and leaving all the glory to the orchestra alone. So he tried to persuade Bartok to write a different ending, and that is the ending that we are going to play, and that is probably the more popular ending. After intermission, we are going to end our program with Brahms Symphony No. 1. Brahms, being the genius that he was also a man who was very critical, not only of others, but very critical of himself. And if you have ever considered that after Ludwig van Beethoven wrote his Symphony No. 9, it would be very, very difficult for other composers to even attempt to write a symphony, Brahms is the best example for that. We are talking about a musician who, as a composer, was not only successful, but also tremendously gifted. However, he decided, I have to wait until I have all the tools to really write an important symphony. So we are talking about an already mature man. Brahms was over 40 when he wrote his first symphony. And it's a beautiful piece of music, just displaying all the artistry of Johannes Brahms, his intensity, his very Germanic, romantic way to put things. And then there comes this miracle moment in the last movement where, after an introduction, the main theme of the last movement is being introduced. And you listen to that music and you think, that sounds like Beethoven 9. And of course, at the time when the piece was premiered, there were musicians who approached Brahms and said, Maestro, Dr. Brahms, we think that the theme of the last movement actually sounds like Beethoven 9, and Brahms, in his own very dry and very pointed sense of humor, said, yeah, and every idiot can hear that. So this is a great way to end our season, and I hope to see you not only in the Schnitzer Concert Hall for this program, but I'm also going to welcome you in the season after this.